And we're back on the Achieve Your Apex podcast. Chad Hyams here, your host, author of the book, taking you on a journey through all the lessons, going a little bit deeper, going and bringing in some other examples, showing you things in the book that maybe you just skimmed by, maybe you haven't read it yet. You can always get your copy on Amazon, or you can go directly to achieveyourapex.com if you want to get your copy signed. I don't know if that's good or not. You decide. Yet the book is out there for you. It's also available to you on Audible. So if you enjoy listening, like you're listening to this podcast, you'll get me. You'll also get other voices in there so that it's not only me reading you every single page of the book, yet we will help you get that book read. You can be a little selfish when it comes to wanting to listen and learn. And that's what we're going to continue our conversation on today. We're in chapter 7, which is being selfish. And a lot of us have issues with that term. We defined it in the last episode. You missed it? Go back. We've changed the definition. Forget that without regard for others part. Taking that out of the definition of being selfish. And instead, what we are bringing to you is our take on when being selfish is right. Now, last time we gave you two situations it was being right. That was being a leader to other people, and it was getting support from other people. Today, I'm going to talk about two other areas where being selfish is appropriate because you need to do it. The first one we're going to talk about is when you need to learn something new. Now, most of us know Jerry Lewis, famous comedian Jerry Lewis. And if you're too young to know Jerry Lewis, just go ask anybody a little bit older. They'll tell you about Jerry Lewis. Okay, Jerry said, you can't be faulted for being selfish if you're going to get better because of it. Who would ever say to you, wow, you're being selfish taking that time reading that book right now, if you came out the other end of reading that book being a better person? Who would say you're being selfish because you're huddled down and you're working on your PhD and you come out of it and you're a better person before it, able to help other people? No one's going to say, wow, you were being selfish. They're going to say, look at you and the dedication you had. And I want you to understand there is nothing wrong with being selfish when it's time to learn something, because maybe that learning is going to come back to help the organization you're a part of. Maybe that learning is going to come back to benefit your family in some way. Maybe that learning is going to just make you better. And it's okay when you need to do that. Maybe you need to learn more about your health. So you say, I'm going to take this hour and I'm going to the gym and it's just me. I'm leaving my phone in my locker or my car and I'm going into the gym and I'm meeting with my trainer and I'm working out. Some people look at you and say, wow, that's selfish that you're taking that hour. And then other people are going to look at you and say, good for you for working on your health. What an example you are to me. Thank you for making me want to be better. You see, we can be selfish when it's appropriate, and this will lead us to results that can benefit other people along our journey. So remember, when you need to learn something new, it's okay to be selfish. People might think you're being selfish. Really, you're not, because you're going to come out of it benefiting them, right? We need to remember that in the apex world, I love tying it into these amazing apex creatures that are out there. The polar bear, I wouldn't want to meet one on the street. Heck, I wouldn't want to meet one on an iceberg. And I definitely wouldn't want to meet one if I were even in the zoo on the wrong side of the bar. Okay, they're in a pool, the wrong side of the glass. You know what I'm talking about. Yet when a baby polar bear is born, they are really small, right? Really small. They're actually born blind. It's amazing. They have to be selfish to be able to get the nutrition from their mother, because it's the milk from their mother that makes them grow at a rapid rate. And you can be sure there's not usually only one. They are learning a new skill, and that is the skill of survival in this case. And we have to be selfish when that comes along. Now, that's one side. Maybe we're going all in and we're learning something. Maybe we're on the other end. I'm flipping that coin again. Another one of my ebooks, if you want to check it out on Amazon. Maybe I'm flipping the coin and I'm looking at the laying low side. I'm doing the exact opposite of learning something. I need to lay low. So let me ask you, let me go to the apex creatures first. You ever seen a snow leopard outside of a zoo? Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't want to, right? If I see a snow leopard, it's probably a bad situation. I'm probably somewhere I shouldn't be. They are amazing creatures, yet they isolate. They are selfish and say, this is my territory, you stay out. They don't even have other snow leopard friends. I'm sure it's sad at times. I'm sure they wish they had somebody. Yet this is how they survive. They stake out their territory, other snow leopards stake out their territories, and they isolate from each other. They're being extremely selfish because I'm sure there's some lonely snow leopard that wants a friend. And they say, no, stay out of my area. Understand that happens to us also when we need to lay low. Maybe some people need to be selfish and keep somebody out of that circle. You know what I'm talking about. We'll get into it in a future chapter where you're choosing the right people to surround yourself with. Maybe you need to intentionally lay low so that person isn't around anymore. They'll probably claim you're being selfish by not spending time with them, yet you know you need to remove them from your inner world. Maybe you need to lay low because you're working on something in secret and you don't want anybody else to know about it yet because it's not time to unleash it, unveil it. Or maybe you're someone like Steve Jobs. We know that Steve Jobs isolated himself often and went into these states where he was alone with his thoughts, and he'd come out of it with amazing ideas that helped Apple become the company it is today, or at least take someone else's idea to the next level, which is what Apple does so well. There is nothing wrong with you being selfish because you need to learn and benefit people, or because you need to lay low and recharge your batteries, or lay low and avoid some people, or lay low because you're working on something that's going to be amazing. There's nothing selfish about that. Until our next episode, keep climbing.